Hi everyone, so this video is going to be something that I've had an idea about this for a while, and it is kind of makeup tips for beginners. And by beginners I don't necessarily mean if you're younger, I just mean if, like, for example, you're a person who doesn't tend to wear much makeup and you want to start, maybe you've got a new job or you just want to kind of make yourself feel a little bit better about yourself and you want to start wearing more makeup and enhancing your features a little bit more, and you're not quite sure what's what and how to do it. So I'm going to go through each category of makeup, talk about what it does, the tips you should remember, and give you examples of products to suit different skin types, different colouring and all that kind of thing. So the first thing is foundation. Now foundation is really important to even out your skin tone and just make you look very flawless and give you a perfect base for the rest of your makeup. So foundation, I think, is one of the most important parts of when you're applying your makeup, and when choosing foundation it's really important to get the right colour, and I know that's what puts a lot of people off. So the easiest way to match the right foundation, I think, is to consider the undertone of your skin. If you've got a pinkier, rosier kind of complexion and you've got more pink in your skin, then a cooler toned foundation with more pink colouring will suit your skin the best. And if you've got a kind of more yellowy, neutral, golden undertone, which is what I've got, for example, then search for a foundation with that kind of colour. And I think it is a little bit better to spend a little bit more money when it comes to foundation, because you generally tend to get what you pay for, and you need to just kind of consider the kind of basics. So, you know, obviously try the foundation on when you've got nothing else on your skin, try a few different ones on your jawline and see which one kind of blends in the best. And in terms of brands and shades, I've got a few examples here. So for example, if you're very young and you want something that is a little bit cheaper and stops your skin from being shiny, then something like Rimmel Stay Matte foundation would be great. I've got this in the shade 200 Soft Beige, so something like that would be great. And because it's quite lightweight, it's very good for younger skin. You can apply this with your fingers, and this would be a really good option. If you're not comfortable with foundation just yet and you feel like you need something a little bit more natural, a little bit easier, then mineral foundation would work great for you. And something like Maybelline Pure Foundation Mineral, for example, would be good, because it's just a powder that you can apply with a denser brush to get a kind of denser application of it, and kind of can ease you in. It's obviously not as concealing as regular foundation, but it's a good option if you're scared to try that just yet. If you've got more mature skin, something like L'Oreal Age Reperfect foundation would be great, because these kind of foundations have a lot of technology in them which is designed for older skin, designed to kind of help with lines and even out your skin tone without sinking into lines and hiding age spots and all that kind of thing. So really think about what it is that your skin needs when you're choosing a product. Think about not just, you know, the colour, think about what it's doing for your skin as well. If you've got super oily skin, something like Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus would be good, and so would Revlon Colour Stay. I haven't got one at hand, but if you've got very oily skin, definitely search for foundations that promise a matte finish and are oil free. This is oil free and water resistant, so this is really good. And if you like just a very kind of natural, luminous, lovely finish, then something like NARS Sheer Glow would be great. This is my favourite foundation. It's absolutely beautiful, works on different skin types, and NARS are particularly good if you've got cool, warmer, kind of yellowy undertones. I find they match my skin really well. So NARS Sheer Glow is a great all-rounder. And if you like very sheer coverage and a very luminous look, then something like MAC Face and Body foundation would be great. I'm going to link the kind of reviews and that kind of thing, things I've mentioned, if I've got them, in the description box, so make sure you have a look at that if you want a more in-depth review. Sorry about that noise, train or something just going past. So yeah, that is foundation. Now foundation you need to set with powder if you want your makeup to last. If you've got very dry skin you can skip this step, but if you have got oilier skin then powder is definitely a must have. And with powder I think it doesn't really matter what you choose, they all pretty much work in the same method, and it's just about what fits your budget, what kind of look you like. You know, if you've got oilier skin then definitely something that says that it's matte finish, although most powders are matte kind of finish, but you can get ones that are a little bit more luminous like Rimmel Silky Loose powder for example. So just take that into consideration when choosing a powder, but like I said, if you've got very dry skin you don't need to powder. Next is concealer. Concealer is meant to conceal targeted areas, so areas where you've got things like spots, shadows and that kind of thing. It's targeted at concealing what your foundation hasn't managed to conceal, and there's a few different types of concealer. You can get liquid concealer for under the eye, so that's things like Clinique airbrush concealer and that kind of thing, or a kind of denser concealer for under the eye, which I personally like better, like this concealer for example by Laura Mercier, which is Laura Mercier's Secret Concealer in the shade 3. This is great under the eye, and I think when you're choosing an under eye concealer it's very important to get one that's very creamy and that doesn't crease. If you've got little wrinkles under your eyes, and like I'm young obviously but I've got them, so you need to really take that into consideration when you're choosing one. Stick concealers are great if you're younger and you're not quite ready to get into concealing properly yet, because you just get the right shade and dab it onto spots and that kind of thing. With an under eye concealer it's nicer to get a shade that's a little bit lighter, a little bit, not a lot lighter, so then you get the kind of reverse panda eye, but a shade that's a little bit lighter kind of lifts and illuminates the area. And if you are using concealer on your face then definitely try and choose something that's exactly the same shade as your foundation, not lighter, because that will only highlight what you're trying to conceal. So a stick foundation, something like this stick by W7, I'm not even going to try and open this because it's gone everywhere, but yeah, that's what that one looks like. Really easy to use, a kind of foolproof way of using it. Or something like Benefit's Boyne Concealer is great for blemishes, I find. So that one right there. Just think about the formulation, and with concealer I think it's very important for it to be a good quality concealer and not kind of go dry on patches and that kind of thing. What else have we got? Concealer, right. Bronzer. I've got two examples here of bronzer. Bronzer is meant to add a bronze look to your skin and can also be used to contour. Now what does contour mean? I'm going to make a video about it. But contour is basically kind of adding definition to your face. But when you're choosing bronzer, it's very important to choose a matte one if you're trying to kind of add definition. But if you're trying to just add a sun-kissed glow, then kind of shimmery bronzer is really great. You should apply bronzer in a kind of 3-shape motion, so from your temples to your cheeks to your chin and a little bit of a dusting down your nose. Like today for example I'm not wearing any foundation, I've just got bronzer on. And I've chosen two here. I've chosen the L'Oreal Glam Bronze bronzer, which I love, which is a powder bronzer and has got a really nice kind of natural look to it. And also a cream bronzer if you prefer cream products. Some people do, they're more luminous. If you've got dry skin or more mature skin then powders can look a little bit crap on you, so a cream product would be great. So something like the Maybelline Dream Mousse bronzer, which looks like this, could be great, because these are products that if you, I'll swatch it here for you, the back of my hand, you can blend them in so they look very natural. I'm sure you're not even going to be able to see that, whereas with a powder, just get a little bit of bronzer on my hand. These are both very natural so you probably won't be able to see, but with a powder they can be a little bit harder to blend in. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick up on that, but right there, a little bit harder to blend in. So if you're kind of scared, then a cream product is great, and obviously cream products save you a lot of time because they can be applied with fingers. Blusher, same thing. Blusher is there to add vibrancy and colour and kind of perk up your complexion. No one looks finished without blusher. I absolutely love blusher and I think it's a can't live without product. But again, there are different formulations. So cream formulations like this one by MAC, which is called Something Special, are great if you've got dry skin, but if you've got oilier skin, I find cream blushes look really natural, and if you powder them lightly on top, last just as well. Or powder formulations like this blush by Hard Candy and Makeup Academy, which both look like this and are great for just everyday use kind of thing. And when choosing shades, obviously the cooler your complexion, the cooler the blush you can choose. Right, wrong. I actually think that with blush the kind of opposite works better. So I've got very warm undertones, but cooler colours like this one by Makeup Academy work a lot better because they pop more and give you more vibrancy, and vice versa with if you've got warm undertones, a peachy colour looks beautiful on you. So it's about undertones, a lot of it with blusher, and obviously consider the formulations. Eye products, I have got shadows and a few other bits here. So eyeshadow, obviously you get cream formulations. This is just an eyeshadow quad by Stila. You get powder formulations. This quad's called Marrakesh, and these just work foolproof way. And if you're starting out in makeup, get a kind of beigey skin coloured shadow and a darker brown shadow, and just pop the lighter colour all over the lid, darker one in the crease, blend, and you're done. Super quick, super easy. You can't go wrong with that. And then once you feel a little bit more confident, you can start getting into, you know, different shades and that kind of thing. Another great alternative is cream eyeshadows, and I've got this duo here by Max Factor, and I'm going to swatch it here for you because you can really see the difference in these kind of products than powder products. So I'm going to swatch them right here for you. Similar shades to two of the shades from the Stila quad, but really different in formulation. So these are two of the powder products right here. Powder shadows, you can see kind of their formulation is very different to the formulation of the cream shadows by Max Factor, and these blend a lot easier. The Max Factor shadows are a lot sheerer and obviously don't last as long on the skin because their pigmentation is a lot waxier, and if you've got very oily eyelids, which some people have, then they're not really the greatest option. But with eyeshadows, again, I think rules go out the window with that one colour wise. Choose whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you feel that looks nice, but obviously there are rules considering your eye colour and that kind of thing, but I don't really think that you should listen to those. It's whatever that works for you. But in terms of formulation, I personally prefer a powder shadow just because I think they last longer and they look better, but sometimes cream shadow is nice. I'm wearing the Max Factor shadow in Bronze Haze on my lid right now, so that can work. Eyeliner, three separate kinds of eyeliner. You have gel liner and liquid liner and pencil liner. I haven't got a liquid liner or a gel liner at hand right now because I'm not sure where I put them. I used them last night, but something like MAC's Fluid Line or Bobbi Brown's gel liner, sorry, are great, but they're only good, I think, if you're very confident and skilled in makeup. Don't attempt those if you're not. Practice with a pencil first. This is not a black liner, this is just I Get No Kicks by MAC, and it's a pencil liner, but pencils are just a lot easier to use. You can just line your waterline, line your upper lash line, smudge them in, which that way you can kind of play with a smoky eye if you want to, and that's just a really great way of doing it, and much easier. Once you get more skilled, you can move on to different types of other kinds of liner, but definitely I'd recommend pencil if you're starting out. Kohl liner. What else have we got? Mascara. Super important, can't live without. And with mascara, all you need to do really is think of what you want it to do for you. Do you want to add bulk and volume to your lashes? Do you want to lengthen them? Do you want to curl them? Do you want to separate them? so many different products on the market today, so many different options. You can just choose whatever it is that you like. If you want it to be waterproof, if you want it to be for sensitive eyes, but basically I think you just need to find a mascara that does everything. And it's very important to kind of look at the shape of the brush. For example, this is L'Oreal's Volume Million Lashes, and if you can see the shape of this brush, it's got tiny little bristles so it can catch every lash, and I think that's important. Standard mascara brushes aren't that great, I don't think, so it is important to look at the brush of the product that you're buying, because a lot of the time the brush does more work than the formulation. And last but not least, lip products. Lip liner, lipstick and lip gloss, and you also have things like lip stains and that kind of thing, which can be really great if you just want that kind of just bitten berry look, but I find that they can be a little bit dry, so you need to take that into consideration and moisturise your lips beforehand. Lip liner, I think you always need to choose the shade that's exactly the same as your lips, and you can also use that to prime your lips before you apply lipstick. And I've just got an example of a great lipstick here. This is by Rimmel and it's called Pink Blush, and it just looks like this, a really pretty baby pink. I'll swatch it here for you. And you know, just with lipstick again, you can go wild with this, whatever you like, but if you're starting out, a pale pink shade and a kind of nudie brown shade will work every time. And if you're feeling really uncomfortable, then lip gloss is a great way to go. This is Sugar Rims by MAC, and lip gloss is a really great way to go because it's kind of foolproof, because there are a lot more sheer formulations. But something like the Clinique lip crayons or something could be really good for you as well, if you're not quite sure if you want the kind of colour or what it is that you're looking for, if you don't like the shininess of lip gloss, for example. So yeah, that's it. If you have got any questions or anything like that, then don't be shy to put them in the comments below. And I was thinking maybe I'll do kind of a series of videos about each product, so foundation, really go in depth about it and all that kind of thing, and each product, like I said, just really go in depth, talk about different techniques, different tips, tips for, you know, small eyes, big eyes, that kind of thing. So yeah, let me know if you would like me to do that, if you think that would be useful, and I will see you all soon. Bye guys.